guys.
Hello, hello.
That's okay. So let's turn the music down a bit. All right. So looks like almost everyone's kind of here. So
all right.
This is our special impromptu one-person one-shot. I am joined by Mal-Kacha because due to recent events, she found herself in a bit of a predicament, didn't you?
Yeah, just a little bit, slightly.
It really is a fate of your own making, and it's perfect for her. So, my name's Quinn Sullivan. I'm going to be your DM for tonight, and for those of you who are new to the stream, this is the Threads of Fate stream. Usually we stream on Friday nights at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But like I said, tonight's a little special because one of our players found herself turned into a vampire in Castle Ravenloft. So...
What? No.
Yes. So, and I know all of the players that I usually tell to have their headphones off or leave are now watching. So now they are in this, aware of this predicament. And I'm okay with that, oddly. I am. I wasn't sure if we wanted to stream this or not, but...
I'm kind of happy we are.
Yeah, I am too.
I've been wanting to squeal about this for all week. So I'm really glad that the other players get to watch this.
Yeah, for sure. And man, you wrote a hell of a short story too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you may have to put that on Durkin's blog, just for people to read and see.
Yeah, I'll send it to him after the session tonight then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is her chance to escape from Ravenloft or explore it. Probably not going to be too combat heavy in the beginning. That's a good thing. Yeah, who knows? But definitely, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. That much I'll say.
One way to put it.
Yeah. So why don't you introduce yourself, Shrieky?
Okay, well, yeah, as he said, it's Shrieky, or people also know me as Carrie. You might recognize me from a podcast I do with Captain Sugar Bear, or Brian, and Griff, aka Martin. And yeah, we do the Nerdy Point of View podcast. We just released our first episode actually today, so this was great kind of timing to have this session. I mean, let's hope it ends on a high note.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Shrieky, it's SHRIEKEE, and you can find me on DeviantArt under the same name, where I've been kind of trying to post more art and get out there a little bit more with that. Yeah, Hope I survive tonight. And that's my cat.
That adds to the ambiance. A black cat behind in the background.
Thanks, buddy.
And for those who are tuning in or tuning into the VOD, my name is Quinn Sullivan. I'm the Dungeon Master. I've been doing Dungeon Mastering for about two and a half years now, I want to say. But yeah, before that, I was a screenwriter in Hollywood. I wrote on a number of shows called Sleepy Hollow, some that were released, some that were not, because pilots are a bitch. Red Road is another one that I worked on, and those are the main ones I worked on. There are dropping my die. There are a few that I can't talk about still to this day, and I'm pissed about that. But now I am dungeon mastering for these lovely people. But yeah, I think with that, we'll just get into it.
Why not? Let's jump into it.
Just jump straight into it. Just straight into the Devil's Den. And here...
Why not? Mal did.
Terrible.
Is it really, though? I mean, she was trying to help the group. Ish.
Mal-Kacha.
Yes.
Drow elf of the early adolescent age for a drow elf of 92, I believe. All you see now is darkness. A familiar friend to you as a drow, a useful tool to you as an assassin, and now as a vampire, has been made your home. And it's the only thing you see for a long time as you woke from a deep, deep slumber after feeding upon the paramour that you spent a previous night with in the castle that you now find yourself, or used to find yourself in. You're not sure anymore. And as you wake up, you hear the creaking of a wooden coffin. And it's the one that you're in. And you feel the wooden floorboards underneath you. And you feel it amongst your, both to your left and your right, as you graze your hands upon the wood. But at the top, as you reach up and slam onto the hood of your coffin, it opens. And you see familiar fingers creaking it open as well. Just... As your creator stands over you, blonde hair and mustache in hand, well-groomed, he takes off his red hood from the red robe that he consistently wears with a gold trim. And he says to you, "Well, how did you sleep?"
Not best, to be honest. Had a weird dream.
Lucky. Remember them while you can. They won't come anymore after a while.
Trust me, this one I won't soon forget.
He reaches his hand out to you to lift you up.
She gets up on her own.
Okay. He sort of retracts it back a little bit and just nods and looks to you in a more capable manner. I won't say it has a look of respect to it yet, but he definitely just took notice of it.
Okay.
And you find yourself in a room. The domed ceiling of this crypt is painted with an image of an imp holding banquets of colorful flowers. A skeleton draped in rags lies atop a marble slab near the center of the crypt. And a wooden box, the one that you are just underneath, is towards the end of the domed crypt ceiling. And he's holding a candelabra with many lit candles in it. And he looks to you and he says, "I suppose you have many questions. What it means for you." Go on.
That's putting it lightly.
Yes. I'm sorry this happened to you. I never wanted to turn a vampire myself. Come, let's go.
Where?
To Ravenloft. We have a lot to discuss. And you start walking through the crypt and outwards, and you notice the ceiling, you notice the hallway that you exit out of. There are a number of crypts throughout the dungeons and catacombs of Ravenloft, and that's where you find yourself. Buried deep beneath the keep of Ravenloft, lies ancient catacombs with arched ceilings supported by wide, hollow columns that double as crypts. Cobwebs hang limp in the musty air, and a thick fog clings to the floor, which is covered in almost putrid waste. Black ceiling seems to be moving. And as it does, you see it moving, and you see it moving closer towards you, and the blackness almost is coming towards you. And Alton, he seems almost unfazed as bats fly overhead.
Wow, this really reminds me of the Underdark more and more.
I assume you didn't like it much.
I didn't hate it, but just more I wanted to see.
Oh, good. Where did you find the tome?
Excuse me, you say why or where?
Where?
Where? Look, all I know, the last thing I remember is we were at the coffin maker's place, and I was going to investigate, and then the next thing I know, I'm here.
You don't remember what happened in the bedroom? Do you know what you are?
Trust me, I'm not that simple.
Are you being deceptive, or does your character not remember?
She doesn't quite remember everything, but she remembers enough images to kind of vaguely put it together.
Okay. Well, just to refresh your memory,
Mm.
and he reaches for your fangs. Not yours, his.
That's exactly what I was afraid of.
I hate to say that you get used to it over time, but you do.
No, there has to be another way. There has to be a way to go back.
I think there are many. Not entirely sure, but if any secrets are to be had with it, it's within Strahd himself. Maybe if we remove the curse upon him in this land, he'll revert back. I don't know. He didn't turn you, I did. He made...
Why?
Remember when we met in the tavern
Yes.
in Velaki?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who I was talking to?
Vaguely. I honestly didn't take much care or notice.
His name was alias, rather, is Rictavio, a carnival master, a simple man from Jakan. But his true name is Dr. Rudolf von Richten. You see, I came to this land like you and your friends 200 years ago, maybe. And the same thing happened. There was a young girl, red hair, beautiful, that we had to protect and take away from Strahd. But when we brought her to a village, the Dusk Elves, as they're known, stoned her to death. We didn't know we didn't know at the time. Isabella, Kyron, myself, poor Kyron, if he's still alive.
I'm sorry, but what does this all have to do with me and my situation?
Don't you see, girl? It's all happening again. Adventurers come in, they transport a girl with red hair over to the town of Velaki. What do you think her state is now? Do you think the people are willing to accept the devil's bride into their village once they find out what she is?
They're anything like my people. No.
Exactly.
So what is my role in this game then?
I don't know. All I know is that Strahd liked you and chose you. And now you're turned. And you're under my command. Hold this. And he reaches out his candelabra. You feel compelled to do it.
She kind of like hesitates still, but eventually takes it despite herself.
It's a struggle for you, almost, to not do it. But at the sense, you can't help that whenever you talk to Alton, you have the feeling that you're talking to a father that you truly actually never had. It's refreshing in a strange way. And he seems uncomfortable with that fact. His shoulders kind of tense up a little bit. His jaw clenches. But he continues on, and he says, once I heard of Irina Kolyevich, I realized that this may be our chance to defeat the devil himself once again. And we can speak openly about this here in the catacombs, in the crypt. His sight isn't here. It never is. He has to physically... I am. He has to physically come down here in order for us to be seen or heard. That much I'm sure, and I think that was my demise. I think that's how he caught me, as I spent too much time in here. And I did, and it was foolish of me.
What makes you think he won't be cautious of the same right now?
Because he's not here now. And you look about, and it is a very large crypt. There are a number of tombs here. But Alton points to one in the southern direction. And he points to a number of them. He points to 1, 2, 3. And he points to the right one. And the right one... see here, sorry. The right one has large iron doors, and it seems to be extremely well taken care of, more than any of the crypts that you see alongside here. The one to the right has black marble almost, but it is a little deteriorated. And the other one, black marble doors. And the other one stands in an odd, hushed silence, but is made of an iron that is rusted over time. He points to the one that's well taken care of. That is the one of his brother Sergei. His deepest regret. He points to the one with the black marble doors. That is Strahd's. When he is in there, he is resting. And he is recharging. You could only defeat him inside of that tomb. I believe. I don't know. That's how it works for the rest of us, but he's the first. You know, the Prince of Darkness. And that one is, and he points to the one that has an aura of hushed silence. Those belong to his parents.
Oddly sentimental guy.
He visits his brother's tomb often. And I heard him weeping once. It's hard to say, but I think he regrets it. Whatever happened, whatever he did.
He's not the only one that holds regret.
You didn't answer my question still. Where did you find the tomb? The tome?
What tomb? What tome? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm speaking of. The one of black leather.
Well, maybe it's just from dying and coming back to life and everything, but I really don't know what you're talking about.
Roll deception.
That would be a 22.
Perhaps it is. Doesn't matter now, he has it. He had the key, but he didn't have the tome, and now he does. Great. Tell me, do you wish to leave this land?
I wish. Yes, but with my friends.
You're speaking of the kobold, the other drow, the Asuma, the Genasi.
The drow's a little iffy, but yeah, pretty much.
You saw Esmerelda, correct?
I did, yes.
She's beginning to talk now, and it's not good. She's the torture chamber, Isabella.
So...
She's losing her will. And she needs to get out of here.
And that's where I come in.
I suppose. And at that moment, you hear a from the doors down the hallway. And as you do, you look up and a light shines down the stairway. And you see a shadow slowly descending down the steps. And as you do, the shadow is revealed to be Rahadin. And Alton turns to him and says, Rahadin! Ah. Oddly enough, as he begins to approach you, there are no screams. As it was earlier. And you don't even have to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's an improvement, at least.
And Rahadin kind of bows to Alton. He's like, Master Alton, a pleasure as always. I'm here to prepare the Master's resting quarters, or tomb, rather. Of course, go on. And Rahadin turns to you and says, another addition to the family. Mistress, welcome. He bows a little bit. If you ever need any assistance here at Castle Ravenloft, you let me or you let myself know, or one of the servants. We'll find a lady's maid and an armorer, and I'm sure Lord Strahd will want to talk to you before he departs.
Departs where?
Roll persuasion.
16.
Oh, books, books, books. Where are you, dude? There you are. 16?
Yep.
He is going to the Amber Temple, I believe I read in one of his correspondence. For what reason, I could not tell you.
You said the Umber Temple?
Amber.
Amber Temple. Ah.
As in the stone. I'm not sure why. Perhaps it has something to do with Esmerelda. She won't last much longer, but Lord Strahd gave her leg back out of kindness in response. He can be a generous man when needed.
More generous than I, apparently.
He chuckles a little bit. Well, I must be off. Good day to both of you. And he bows. To you as well, Radin. He makes his way down the kind of watery floors and, the moving ceiling in the catacombs with another candlestick. Works his way forward. And, well, let's just work our way upstairs, yeah? And, you still feel compelled to follow him. You kind of almost feel like, as you're following him, like a child who just learned to walk, who is following her father. It's, even as an infant, it's a really unfamiliar feeling to you. You're a drow. To feel this dependency on somebody as you continue moving forward. And as you're walking, he turns to you and says, "Are you hungry at all?"
I have a sense you don't mean food, so I think I'll pass.
You have to eat. Go. You can't
Do I have...
not eat.
And who? Another servant?
He looks around and says, "I have my ways." And you notice now he has a strap across his chest and a bag that seems to be more like a satchel. And as he reaches in, he pulls out a jug. And he swirls it around and he says, "Aasimar blood." The jug fills up. Takes a swig out of it. Yeah. Go on. It's blood. It will refresh you.
Slowly takes it. Kind of sniffs it at first.
It smells like blood. It has that irony sort of smell to it, and it reaches your nose.
And if I don't drink, what happens to me?
You saw the boy in the village of Barovia. Doru. That's what'll happen to you. Go on, drink.
I'll be of any help to anyone. I'm gonna have to.
I'll try and find another one of those. They're rare and hard, and I'm trying to make a sort of portable crypt for you. It's difficult, but...
Exist?
No, it will be my first creation. My first, but... And he kind of looks around before you guys leave the catacombs as you return up the stairs, like, if you get out of here, your friends don't want to drag a coffin around the entire time.
You have a point there. I'd like to keep it as quiet as possible.
So you would give it to somebody you would trust, and they would wear it around their neck. And you would mist in as you were defeated in battle. Much like we do. We don't die, girl, from mortal wounds. We turn to mist and come back to our coffins. If they're close enough.
Honestly, that part doesn't sound too much like a bad deal.
Immortality is a curse, girl.
Hmm.
It's not what you think it is.
Things never are.
And that's the last thing he says. He exit the catacombs and work your way back to the grand hall of Castle Ravenloft. The white marble floors and ceilings, and the number of rugs and depictions of art, almost of a Renaissance nature as it was before. You see some servants working their way about, and they seem to be doing their best to clean up a bit more, keep the stuff in an orderly fashion and manner. And roll an insight for me right now.
Okay. 15.
The servants seem to be as dutiful and obedient as they were before. They have almost a loyalty to the Ravenloft itself. And as they continue onward, you do see a number of armed spirit guards working their way around it until they finally reach the doors of the great entry to Castle Ravenloft and sort of stand guard there for a little bit. And as you continue walking through, a number of servants come up to you and says, "Mistress," they kind of give you a slight bow.
Mm.
And continue forward. Is like, that part you get used to.
I prefer not to, actually.
Mm-hmm. And Alton, you continue working or walking along with Alton over to what the foyer area where you first met Silas and Isabella lounging. And as you work your way there, there's a sort of small wine glass, and it has a red liquid inside of it. And one of the servants, as you work your way into the foyer and sit on the red velvet couches in front of the grand fireplace roaring above, they reached out to you, and Alton says, "She'll have one as well." And you feel compelled again to just take the glass as if it was nothing happening. And you hear from within your mind, "I'm doing this for your own good." And you assume it's coming from Alton.
She kind of just mumbles to herself, "We shall soon. We shall soon see." And takes a small sip.
And he just dugs it down. He just puts it on the table and says, "Well, I suppose that this is our relationship from now on. We should get to know each other a little bit. I assume you're from the Forgotten Realms."
Yes. From the Underdark, specifically.
Menzo Berenzon.
Yes. Yes, you've heard of it.
I've been there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It was educating, I'll say.
Usually is.
You have a fascinating people. I won't say they're particularly good, but they are fascinating.
You do a few things right.
Put women in charge, for instance.
That's one of them.
And what of your friends? Are they all from the same realm as well, or did you just happen to find yourself in Barovia?
Well, we all come from the Forgotten Realms, at least as far as I know, to be honest. I'm probably not as close to some of them as I could be.
Where's the Genasi from?
The Genasi, we came across her in our travels. Where she is exactly from, again, I never bothered to learn. I am the wrong person to get to know my parents.
I guess. I miss my home. I'm from Forgotten Realms as well. I remember watching Candlekeep. And he kind of points to his robes and he's like, "I was one of the Avowed."
Would she know who that is?
Not necessarily. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Okay. Yeah, 6. No.
6? Yeah. No, but he explains to you, the scholars of Candlekeep. I left the cloisters of my studies to go and pursue the world and do field research with a bunch of adventurers. An elven blade singer, a fighter of noble birth in Waterdeep. Who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to see the world? You would
I
have.
know that.
You know.
I know. And she can't help it as like she's kind of hearing all these things about him. She's kind of like leaning more and more towards him a little bit. Interesting.
Whoever thought we'd end up in the Shadowfell? Here.
You know, I didn't honestly mind too much up until about a night ago.
I guess that's would be the case for somebody like you.
Hmm.
Do you have any family back in Menzo Barenson? Any friends
None.
that you miss?
The closest I have to someone you might call a friend are the people I travel with. The Cobalt, especially. He reminds me of someone.
Well, hopefully they bring Irina back here. They do as they're told. But I have a feeling that's not going to be the case.
It could happen. I mean, wouldn't put my money on it, but it could happen.
Oh. And one of the servants comes up to you and says, pardon me, sir. Of course. Lord Strahd would like to see you. Me? And your child. She's not a child, and her name is Mal-Kacha. You'll address her as mistress when you are. Of course, sir. My apologies, mistress.
I'll forgive you this time.
And, well, I suppose we should see the master before we depart.
Well, I don't think we really have much of a choice, do we?
No. Come. And you leave from the foyer and continue your way on westward, same marble floors to the grand staircase that when you first entered Castle Ravenloft, was to your left and is now to your right. And it's still as gleaming and as beautiful as ever, and the red carpet extends of equal length or equal width. And you kind of climb up the red stairs. And as you do, Alton lets you know, you will address him now as master. And you will do as he commands. Until then.
I will try my best.
He is very powerful, Mal.
I sense that. But I'm not used to taking orders.
Neither am I, he whispers. He continues on. And as he's walking, he's like, I'm not a bad wizard. And he reaches into his bag of holding and kind of like slips a spell book and kind of peeks it out and shoves it back in. But he's far more powerful.
It must be to have you under his finger.
Like I said, I'm not bad. But I'm not him. Have you ever heard of L'Ariel Silverhand in your travels? Roll a history check with advantage.
Okay. I rolled the exact same thing on both dice. That's be a 10 total.
L'Ariel Silverhand is known throughout the Forgotten Realms and the multiverse itself. She is easily probably one of the most powerful magic wielders in all the multiverse. And she is currently the open lord of Waterdeep. Okay. The Forgotten Realms. So you definitely would have heard of her even in the Underdark and Menzo Barenson.
Of course we've heard of her.
Strahd may be equal to her. I'm not sure.
That does not bode well for us.
He has 300 years worth of study of magic under his belt. We should keep quiet about this. I know his attention is diverted to Irina Kolyevich, but we should still be careful. And you finally make your way up to the last parts of the steps, and you go past the audience hall when you first got here, and the grand throw room that is still there as well, with the great throne inside. And you kind of eye it for a little bit, and you're like, still nothing good. And as you continue forward, you go past the audience chamber and open a small door to the southern side of the audience room. And as you do, you find yourself in the hallway, and you're they must be doing something important. And then you suddenly hear a I know exactly what's going on.
Care to share?
Gertruda is in there. They're studying magic right now.
Give
me a second. Master! Yes, come in. And as you go in, you open the door into the same study that you were kind of snuck yourself in earlier, and you see the familiar crystal ball near the fireplace that stands directly in front of you, more than 50 feet across. It's still adorned with a number of books, and the walls essentially are just bookshelves filled, and a number of spell scrolls that are in there too. However, the one thing you see in front of you is Gertruda. She's wearing a really fancy dress made of black lace that kind of goes up and covers her collar. And you see another familiar sight. Her mother on the ground, crawling and begging for her life, pleading, saying, "I'm sorry, I just didn't want you to leave." And you see Strahd in the other end, just kind of like peeling over into what appears to be a journal of some sort. And all of a sudden, you see Strahd turn around and says, "Gertruda, silence." "Of course." And all of a sudden, silence, and the screams and anguish are visible, but they are no longer audible, as she can no longer hear her own screams. And Gertruda goes up and continues to cast the cantrip Firebolt at her. "Master, we're here." Good. Alton and Mal-Kacha, come in. And he's penning what seems to be a scroll. And the thing I forgot to mention is there's a Vistani man standing to his right shoulder. And he kind of looks at you two, and he's like, "Good. Hello again. I see you have come into the fold of joining His Majesty as well." And Strahd turns around and says, "Stop kissing us." "Of course, Your Majesty. I apologize." And you turn around and you still see the screams of anguish coming from her mother. She just continuously casts Firebolt. She switches it up and she casts Ray of Frost, which is just a first level spell. That's probably all she knows right now. But she gets out of the silence and says, "Master?" "Yes, Gertruda." "Do you have a Revivify spell scroll?" Yes, I believe I have a few remaining over on the western wall." She says, "Thank you, I killed her again." And she goes over and she takes the spell scroll, goes back into the silent spell, casts Revivify on her with the required components. As she got the required components from seem to be a little box, and you see her go, and she continuously just casts cantrips at her again. And she seems to be really enjoying this.
Right now, like, Mal's kind of having a flashback to when she was younger and her own people were doing this to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so her usual witty remarks are definitely not there. She's just staring at the mother coming back to life and suffering the wounds.
Yeah.
Just kind of remembering, and Not sure she doesn't feel any guilt or any remorse for the mother. She more is
It's a
trying to.
flashback. You realized what this place finally is.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And as Strahd, he finishes what he's writing and he says, rolls up the scroll. Remember, the specific spell scrolls exactly. Of course, Your Majesty. He takes the scroll, he says, you'll find them in Greyhawk or Taldore. Try one of them. Don't go to the Forgotten Realms. He says, of course, Your Majesty. I guess I am off. Farewell. You, and safe travels. Thank you, you too. Come here. And Alton comes up and he kneels and he messages you in your head and he's pretty much telling you to kneel too without any. And you bow your heads. He says, you may stand, both of you. It appears your friends have failed in your task, Mal-Kacha. Irina Kolyevich has been taken prisoner and has been strapped to stockades for days on end. She now rests in a dungeon.
That doesn't mean my friends have failed yet.
They're also in the prison.
Maybe that's their plan. They come up with some pretty stupid plans.
Is their plan to kill your drow friend as well?
Wait, what?
He kind of looks at you for a little bit and he smiles. You didn't know.
What? What do you know?
Watch your tone, girl.
My apologies, Master.
I'm sorry to report that your friend Vathras is dead. Seems that his demon took control of him and saw to it. Such a sad fate. Barely awake. And as he's talking, you do notice the familiar tome sitting at his desk at right-hand corner. And he kind of looks up, realizes he slipped up and places a key, and he slips it inside a drawer in his desk. Gertruda, enough of that. And she says, and she comes out of the silence spell. She says, do you have a hold person scroll, maybe? You should know that one by now. You're at least... Let me see. And she's like, I'm sorry. I know I'm getting better. And he's like, it's fine, Gertruda. You are getting better. Give me a second. Here. You'll be a wall mage anytime yet. And kind of gives her a little brush on the cheek. And one of the things you notice as she smiles is she is not a vampire either. She is still human. It's weird. As I said, my condolences to you, Mal-Kacha. I'm sure being a surface drow brought you too close.
Not very likely.
And as he says that, he smiles a bit, just grinning.
What do you find so funny?
You dare ask me a question?
More curious.
I knew I liked you for a reason. Why didn't you do it?
I don't know. Do what?
You know what.
How do you know that?
And he nods his head over to the crystal ball. I can see many things.
Perhaps I hadn't felt like it yet.
Why? Sentimentality? Friendship? Love?
Hardly.
Power?
Freedom. This was my way of having freedom.
Interesting. Right. As I said, you're to go to the village of Valaki. Bring Irina Kolyevich to me and kill your friends. Every single one of them. And he says it in a casual manner.
Why are their deaths required?
They failed in the task.
They could still be working at it.
I doubt it. Your poor little kobold friend. So torn up about your friend's death. And he doesn't know about you yet. I wonder how a cleric of light and war will react to an undead coming to his rescue. Probably not well.
You know nothing of us. But
I know everything about every single one of you. I know that the Genosiga is from, and he's just still seems to be writing. I know that the Genosiga is from the Golden Fields. I know that your deceased friend was certifiably insane. I know your little dragon boy left his clan and prays for them every night. And I know that the Astamar samurai is not who he says he is.
you may know intricate details about us, that is true. But together, you don't know what they're capable of yet, or what they're capable of, and to doubt them so soon and to think they have failed you may be a mistake.
Roll persuasion.
16?
Alton. Yes, master. Do you remember when you failed in your task? Exactly what happened? We were kept prisoner, and the girl was stoned to death. Exactly. How useful do you think your friends are going to be locked in a cage when Irina Kolyevich is hanged from a stockade? Not very.
They're very resourceful.
Not here. Now go. Do as you're told. And he finishes up, brings a scroll. And at this moment, Silas enters and says, "Are you ready, my lord?" "Yes, Silas. So, we'll be back in a bit. Shouldn't take long, a day or two, perhaps. Make sure she's put under control. She doesn't need to finish her task exactly when I come back when I arrive, but I expect her to do as she's told, Alton. I will see to it, master." "Excellent. Come, Silas. You may do your experiments as I make sure everything is secure in the Amber Temple." And he begins working his way out. And the last thing he says is, "Gertruda." She walks out. "Yes? Make sure that the servants clean up the mess, and you may bring your mother back to her chains." "Thank you." "Gertruda, what?" "At least make sure you get dinner." "I will." "Good." And they all exit out. And Alta looks to Gertruda. And he makes sure he's not paying attention. And then his head turns to the tome.
And I'm going to try and take it.
Alton grabs your hand and says, doesn't say anything. He just kind of gives you a message through. He says, not yet. And he looks to Gertruda and he says, Gertruda! She kind of pops out again. Yeah? Getting a lot better. I'll teach you a few spells when you're able. He says, thank you. I can add them to my spell book. He says, you'll do well. And they work their way out. He says, can't say I blame her. I don't think anybody deserves that.
No, nobody. Trust me on that. This is a common thing you see in the Underdark.
Come on. We should check on Esmerelda. I've been slipping her healing potions.
Yeah, the last time I went down there worked out well for me. Why not?
Isabella's not here. I don't know where she is, but we're the only ones. So.
All right.
Actually, as a matter of fact, we're the only vampires here. And as he walks down the stairs, he rushes a little bit. And he finally sees Silas and Strahd exit Castle Ravenloft through the great wooden oak doors. And they close. The parents are out of town. Come, I need to show you something. And you work your way through Ravenloft, and as you do, it's still beautiful in a weird way. But you reach what appears to be a spire, almost, as you turn left, right before the foyer and right after the great entry beyond the grand staircase. And as you do, you notice a number of things. That this area of Castle Ravenloft, where the rest of it was bustling servants and a lot of attendants, there are not even guards here. And you continue your way down the hall, and you notice a number of things, a lot of interesting things. No paintings, it's just stone. And the white marble is almost dusted in a weird way. There are footsteps still, but you continue your way downwards. It seems to be almost abandoned, like it was never really taken care of, or like someone was specifically told not to go down here. And you open the door, and a mosaic floor adds a touch of color to the otherwise dark, cold, empty tower that rises above you. The spiral staircase rises slowly into darkness. Hugging the outer wall in the center of the room, another set of stairs leads down. And he says, Alton turns to you and he says, this is going to take a while.
Where are you taking me?
And one of the things you notice as you enter this empty spiral tower is a heartbeat sound. And you kind of feel it in your heart for a little bit. You're like, it's not mine. And Alton, this is just like, this is it, man. Like, I know this. And he says, come. And you continue your way up the stairs. And each time you go up the staircase, you kind of look up. It seems like the staircase sort of ascends more. Another 30 feet. Another 40 feet. Another 50 feet. And I need you to roll initiative right now.
Oh, whoa. What?
I need you to tell me what it is.
It's 23.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And you continue your way onward, And then the staircase continues to just ascend, and you kind of look behind you, and you notice Alton is farther back, where once he was in front of you, he's not there anymore.
Fuck.
And he says, he turns up to you, he says, just keep walking.
Why does this feel like a trap?
Just keep going. I'm sure, 90% sure we'll be fine.
Best odds I've heard today. Let's go.
Okay. And you look down, and you realize you may be 80 feet from the beginning of the staircase. And you've spiraled enough to look down and see the beginning of the staircase too. And you continue your way onward, and I need you to make a dexterity check.
Okay. 18.
And you feel the staircase go and shake a little bit. And Alton, you see Alton and kind of shiver a little bit, and his knees buckle. He's he grabs the wall, and he kind of he starts hugging it, because there is no railing to this staircase. It is flat open, and you look down further, and you may be at least 100 feet off the ground now.
So, because she kind of has this paternal feelings towards him, she's actually going to take the scarf off around her neck and hand him one side of it to hold on to.
Okay, you kind of gotta throw it. Alton is 40 feet away now.
Oh shit.
He is far. That's why he shouted. Yeah.
Okay, and so then she's just gonna yell down, are you right? Are you fine?
I've only ever seen this thing once. Keep going. We need to go.
All right, let's go.
And you continue your way onward. And as you continue further, you finally notice some decoration. That's maybe about 60 feet up the staircase, obviously on the other side of where you are right now.
Yeah.
Of the ascending staircase. And it's that of crossed swords on a shield. And then Alton continues forward. Or no, I need you to make a dexterity check.
Oh shit, that's a 11.
You kind of, and yeah, it was a really close one. This one, the staircase kind of shook you towards the step, and you kind of have to catch yourself before you and you kind of work yourself back onto things. And Alton, you see Alton begin to fall as the staircase threw him off, but he reaches into his spell book, and he flips it open, and you see him stop partway down the 100-foot drop, and he kind of floats back up, and he says, I just wanted to learn to fly when I was a little kid. I did it when I was part of the Avowed at Candlekeep. Always got prepared.
Handy trick to have.
Alright. Well, I could turn to a bat, but that hurts, to be honest. You'll learn.
I don't know. No, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
Okay, good. And he can only do this for a few more rounds as he begins floating a little bit ahead of you. And as he does, he lays down right in front of about 30 feet between the swords. And he ends his concentration on his fly spell, and he casts Dispel Magic on the mounted swords, and you see them both fly out and just fall to the ground. And he turns back to you and says, "You doing all right down there?"
Well enough, it seems.
Okay. You continue another 30 feet onward.
Okay.
And you make your way past the swords and finally onto a landing. And you see a number of vampires spawn and go out of the ceiling, but they're not attacking you. Or Alton, for that matter. They're mindless husks, but they're not going after you right now. What you see as you step onto the spiral staircase, a reddish light onto the ceiling, a reddish light flares high over, a reddish light flares overhead, then settles into a dull, pulsing red glow. You now see the full immensity of this tower as you look down. The spiral staircase circles downward towards the tower's full height. The tower becomes narrower and narrower as you are climbing it, and at the pinnacle of the hollow tower, a large crystal heart is pulsating with a red light. And above the heart, it's right in front of you now, is chains that are hanging it together.
What is that?
That is Strahd's heart.
It's a lot bigger than I thought it'd be.
Yeah. He can't die unless this thing is destroyed.
So why don't we destroy it now?
Because he would realize it is destroyed and then we would all die. We still don't know how any of this works, and his power is far greater. You want everybody you know and love to die.
It's a short list, but no.
Exactly. Strahd is intelligent, Strahd is keen, Strahd is a tactician. He conquered many lands before he conquered people in Barovia. At least that's what he has told us. The most useful thing you can do is get Esmerelda out of here. Take her with you when you leave. I will release you from my service after this night.
You can do that.
I can. I learned how.
So what will happen to me then?
You'll be free.
Will I still be a vampire? Will I still have to...
Yes. I'll finish the necklace. I'm almost done. I'll finish it before you leave. But you need to get Esmeralda, and you need to get out of here.
So why did you bring me here to this place then?
Because Strahd isn't here, and this was the only opportunity to show you. But if we kill this thing now, he knows.
I see. Of course it wouldn't be so simple.
And then he comes rushing back, and we both die. We all die.
All right. I prefer to live to see another day.
I do as well.
So, how do you propose we get her out?
Let us wait till nightfall. Then you get the tome. I'll slip Esmeralda a healing potion. She'll be able to at least think after that. And I'll replace her with another corpse and disguise self and say she died. At least that's what I plan to do.
You really think you'll buy that?
Strahd, no. Isabella and Silas, yes. But Strahd simply doesn't care about Esmeralda.
There's one thing I don't understand.
What?
Why did he put you as my master? Of all people.
He wanted to test my loyalty.
That is what I thought.
And to protect my cover with dealing with Dr. Rudolph von Richten. I did it.
We all do things that we're not exactly proud of.
Yeah.
But you do realize that you will be probably killed for this.
Isabella has turned insane. Chiron is probably dead. I don't care anymore. Come on, let's go. Go, let's go. Work our way down.
All right, yes, sir.
And you continue your way down the staircase. And as you continue downward, you notice the heartbeat, the moving staircase, the shifting of it is not happening. It only appears to happen as you're ascending the staircase, descending. And you finally continue your way down, and you open the door at the base of the staircase, and you open it. And as you do, you exit back into Castle Ravenloft, away, and find yourself back in the grand white marbled halls. And as the night begins to take over, you notice that the servants are all gone now. They probably went to the servants, the servants' sleeping quarters, and they're eating and discussing about what happened, what best to improve. And you actually see Rahadin work his way down to the servants' quarters as well, because he is a servant after all, and but he's just at the top of the food chain when it comes to that. And Rahadin, as he is approaching past you, he kind of gives you a curious look. As you're specifically in a hallway. Or does he? Let's find out. Oh, baller! Right page! Sorry.
No, good.
Yeah, he gives you a curious look. He says, making sure everything is alright.
Peachy keen as always.
And Alton turns is like, of course, just making sure the master's protection is just fine. I was informing of the duties and what to make sure the servants and nobody else sees. Well, that's good to hear. And it's good that you're making your rounds around the home in Ravenloft itself, Lady Mal-Kacha.
Mal-Kacha's fine, trust me, I'm no lady.
Beg your pardon, but duty and station call for me to say so, She'll get used to it. And say, well, very well. A good evening to you both. I'm going to retire. Unless you need anything, of course. And Alton says, no. None of us require anything. You may leave. Master Alton, Lady Mal-Kacha. And he works his way past you guys as you continue your way downward back into your crypts. And he says, don't close your coffin all the way. Wait a few hours, then get out, get the tome, find Esmerelda.
All right. And what will you be doing?
Nothing. Before I do that, and he bites into his wrist with his fangs, and he says, this is how it's done.
I think I preferred the goblet.
Go on.
She kind of hesitantly, like she knows she can't do this without doing it, so she just dives in.
Right. And as you do, you suck onto his wrist. You feel his blood go down your throat. And the need to listen to his every word and command has sort of left. And what you feel, you still feel that, like, this is my dad. This is, the first time I've ever had one. And it is weird, but you remember now what it's like not having one and how you felt. But you don't have to listen to him. But that compassion, that familial bond is still there as he says, good luck. Oh, that's right. I have a necklace to finish.
Look, be careful after.
I will. Well, that's not fun. And he goes over to his crypt. And that's where we'll take a break.
Okay.
All right. Unmute.
Might help, maybe.
All right. So, sorry for the heavy RP.
No,
as I already said, as I said for the chat earlier. But yeah. Okay. So, like I said, how are you finding it so far?
Really good. Like, I'm scared shitless right now.
Okay. All right. Hold on to that, because we're getting right back into it.
Yay!
Your crypt. You're in your crypt. Your coffin a little slightly ajar, and you can see the ceiling above. Not moving as it was earlier. It's just the stone ceiling in your crypt.
Okay.
And all of a sudden you hear... Alright, good. I finished the necklace, but Isabella's back. I don't know where she is, but she's somewhere in Ravenloft. And it's Alton speaking to you right now. And he hands you the necklace. And as he does, he also hands you another. He seems to be holding something else in his hand, and it seems to be a rag of some sort. He says, he seems to be really out of breath. We need to keep going on with this, but find the tome. You know where the key is. Get out here with Isabella.
What's going on? What's the urgency?
With Esmerelda, not Isabella. Shit, sorry. Here. This belonged to a friend of mine a long time ago. And he hands you a cloak of elven kind.
Ooh.
So let me go into D&D Beyond and add that to your items.
Okay. Nice.
View campaign. View Mal-Kacha. Add items. Cloak. Add. All right. While wearing this cloak with its hood up, wisdom perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have an advantage on dexterity checks made to hide as the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Okay. Nice.
So.
Nice. You sure you won't need this?
It was never mine to begin with. Go.
Person after my own heart.
It's not what you think. Like I said, it belonged to a dear friend of mine from a long time ago. Go. You need to go.
All right. Puts it around her shoulders.
Do what you do best.
Let's get sneaky.
Go on, get out of here.
Thank you for everything.
You shouldn't thank me for something.
Look, I don't say those words often. Take it.
Go and give that necklace to somebody you trust.
I will. Thank you. And she kind of...
Before you do, though, and he takes the coffin, he lifts it up, and you see the coffin just straight into the necklace.
That is cool.
Can't go anywhere without that.
Probably not the best of ideas.
Good luck.
She kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and squeezes it a little bit. You as well, my friend.
As he does, he kind of brings you in and gives you a hug like you're his daughter. And it's weird, but...
Nice weird.
It's a nice weird. You're not sure how to feel about it.
This is nice. Thank you.
I know, it's weird. Just go. And you kind of just...
She, before has any regrets, she just goes the fuck back.
Roll stealth.
Okay. Gotta reopen my character sheet. Come on. Hurry up.
But before you do you want to put your cloak on?
Yes.
Do you want to put the hood up?
Yes.
Okay. Now roll stealth.
Okay.
Because I don't believe you have your D&D Beyond up, right? It doesn't.
I just got it up, so now I get a plus 11.
I don't necessarily think that's the case. I could look at it again, but it's in use. While wearing this cloak with the hoods up, you have wisdom perception checks have disadvantage against you, so you don't necessarily roll stealth for advantage. However, checks made to hide, you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks made to hide.
Nice.
So when you specifically take the hide action in and out of combat, you have advantage on that.
Nice.
So not necessarily your stealth roll. It's only when somebody sees you, they have disadvantage, but if they do spot you, you can hide.
She could have used that earlier.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right, so roll stealth then?
Yeah, roll stealth.
It's a 17.
17? Okay. Mm-hmm. No one's in the crypt right now, so you just continue your way downward through the sort of watery surface of the entire crypt. And as you do, we'll say that Alton, even though I forgot to do it, mentioned the traps that were sort of around the hallway as well.
Okay.
So roll a history check for me to see if you remember those.
16.
16? You do. Okay.
Whew.
And you continue your way downward successfully up the stairs, and you reach the door, and that may be a little loud, so I'll turn it down a bit. And you realize the door is locked.
Okay, I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Okay, roll sleight of hand. Or no, you use your proficiency with because you have thieves' tools still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to Noakes. Oh, where the hell is it on here? What the hell do I roll?
It should be your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I believe your proficiency bonus should be doubled because you are proficient in thieves' tools.
Oh, even better.
I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. I've had a lot of rogues in my campaign, so...
If I fail this, let's just say this is bad. All right, that's good. 19.
19?
Yeah.
Okay. You successfully unlocked it. And I need you to roll initiative now.
Okay. Oh, shit. 15.
You open the door and you I need you to make a perception check.
19.
You see a number of guards around the entrance to the Great Foyer. They seem to be chatting enough, and they're not really paying attention. You hear just like talk of like, "Oh yeah, those bitches up in Cresta Corrective again. Yeah, well, what about that? It sucks." And just seems to be idle chatter of what guards would say. Roll me a stealth check.
22.
22. Okay. Yeah, none of the guards in here are paying attention to you. So you kind of just like, through your past assassin training, you sort of just like stealthily make your way from pillar to pillar in the Grand Foyer. And you remember how to get to the area where Esmeralda is hanged up in.
Okay.
And as you do, you kind of work your way into that area before, between the entry and the foyer where the Heart of Sorrow was to your left. I need you to roll another perception check.
Ooh, 21.
21. You see two more guards right in front of, not the door to the Heart of Sorrow, but to the door to where you needed to go in order to go to Esmeralda. The Hall of Gore.
Okay. I would like to use, because Fairy Fire, I can create a medium-sized form, right? Creature?
Let me check.
Because I'm pretty sure I read that. That I can combine the lights to create.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue and green. Any creature in the area.
Or is it the right spell?
No. No.
Where the hell are the spells on this thing? There is a spell I have that can do that. Where the hell are spells on this thing?
So I'm under Drow Magic right now. Oh, Dancing Lights.
That's
Sorry.
it. Dancing
I was
Lights.
looking at Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dancing
you can do
Lights.
that with Dancing Lights.
Okay, I would like to do that and have it run in the opposite direction to get their attention.
Okay. I don't think you have the material components to do it, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's visual somatic, and you're not a magic user. You don't have an
Nope.
arcane focus, so you need the material components to cast it.
Okay, all right. Instead then, I'm going to take one of the gems, the cheapest gem that she has on her.
Okay.
And throw it as far as she can down the hallway. Or in the opposite direction.
Okay. Roll a strength check to see how far you can throw it.
Okay. 22.
22. You, with all your might, you chuck it across the hallway, and as it does, you see it go past the guards, and they don't necessarily. Let me see. Disadvantage. Yeah, they don't see it either.
Damn it.
No. They don't see the emerald, but they hear
it. Okay. Oh, good.
They're like, what? Yeah, go check it out. All right. And one guard goes over to see what it is. The other has his back turned to you.
Perfect. Okay, then I'd like to, if possible from this angle, try... Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my hand crossbow.
Okay.
And just from the shadows, try and... Oh, this could be bad.
Roll to hit.
Okay.
The hall isn't that long. It's like 30 feet, so it's within range of your hand crossbow.
Okay. 15?
Oh, and you're flanking, so...
Oh, right.
Advantage.
So... That's better. 24.
Roll damage with your sneak attack bonus.
Yeah. Holy shit. So 3d6 plus 1d6. 22 damage.
22.
Yes.
And he's looking over, and as he does, you just hit him back with your like drow assassin training in between his helmet and the chainmail he's wearing, and you see him just drop to the ground. And the other, what was your stealth again?
My stealth. You want me to roll stealth again?
No. What did you roll for stealth? I forgot to write it down. It was 19?
Yeah, 19.
Okay. He doesn't turn around. The other guard is still walking down the hallway.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'm going to quickly but stealthily get to where the guard...
he's not walking towards you. He's walking towards where you heard the noise.
Okay. Still, I'm gonna swiftly, quietly get over to the door. Is it unlocked?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get inside, and I'm also gonna drag the guard in with me.
Roll strength. Athletics, sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's athletics check.
20 total, modified 20.
Okay, so you printed out your new character sheet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just wanted to make sure.
Make sure it's the right one.
Mm-hmm. So you successfully drag the guard down, and the other guard... Sorry. No. The other guard is still going down. He's like, "Oh shit!" And you successfully close the door in enough time.
Okay.
As you hear that.
Okay.
And as you do, it is another staircase just descending downwards like the one it was in the crypts. And as you work your way down, you roll an intelligence check for me real quick.
Oh boy. 16.
You suddenly remembered you were also supposed to get the tome.
How far away is that from where she is right now?
It's in the hallway up around the audience hall. But you remember Alton saying that's extremely important, but you remember where the key is, and Alton slipped you a healing potion for Esmerelda.
That's what I was thinking. She could actually help her get there, and she'd have better chances. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going the way I'm going.
And as you continue your way down, you were just carrying the car down and just down the stairs. And as you do, roll perception.
Okay. 19.
You notice an empty meat hook right next in between two bodies. Very convenient.
Yeah, just take the guard. Put him up there.
He's still dressed as a guard.
Oh, I would like to take the clothes off of him and dress as a guard.
You take the clothes, and as you do, it's chainmail, and so you have a thing of chainmail with you, shirt rather, and you have a spear and a shield, but you don't really, with what you're carrying right now, you definitely.
I don't really. No.
You don't only need it. It's just not important to you.
But yeah, so I'd like to dress as the guard then, as much as possible, with the cloak over top of that.
Roll an intelligence check for me real quick.
Okay. 11.
You're a drow?
Okay.
Probably you're like that. It goes to your head. You're like, no, that's dumb.
yeah. Wait a sec. No.
So you just kind of like this area is also sort of has like a wet floor, and yet it's like years of blood have been built up underneath it.
Let's just keep going. Get the hell out of this place.
Yeah. And as you continue your way downward, you see Esmeralda, her leg attached, her neck slowly descending down, and yes, she is just buck naked like the rest of the corpses that are inside of here. But you kind of go up to her and you feel the breath of her nose against you.
Okay, she's alive. So I'll take the health potion out and I'll give it to her.
Okay, roll. It's a standard healing potion, so 2d4.
2d4? Alright. 4 total.
4 total?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, girl.
Okay. Esmeralda just sort of... You kind of like take her nose and you just put her head back. She's still hanging above. What?
It's okay. Just calm down. I'm here to get you the hell out. There's time for questions later.
You?
Yeah, I know. Probably not the savior you're expecting.
Roll persuasion.
14.
Show me your teeth.
You don't want to see that.
Show me your teeth.
She shows her bottom ones.
She looks at you with like this, like, fuck you. You know what I was talking about.
All right, look, yes, your suspicions are correct, but this isn't what you think. Alderin, he changed me. Alton. That's
a better name. Roll persuasion with advantage.
Okay. That's a little better. 14.
Okay. Do you have anything I can wear? Do you have armor? Do you have...
Yes, yeah, I got this chainmail shirt from a guard and...
You stripped the clothes off of him too.
Okay, good. Okay.
He was kind of a portly fellow though, but she can make it work.
I'm sure she can.
Yeah. Esmeralda's, kind of fit, so like she can definitely hold her own. She's a monster. She's a monster hunter, so she'll make it work the best she can.
All right. So she's still tied up right now?
Yeah, she's still hanging from the meat hook.
So I'm just going to tell her to calm down. I'm going to get you out of here, and I'm going to try and pick the locks.
Okay. And roll the
with advantage again?
No. That was just for Esmeralda.
Damn.
You mentioned Alton's name, so
you
get advantage off of that.
Oh no, I think because of the lockpicks. Going to get advantage.
I believe you just add your proficiency.
Okay.
And you double your proficiency.
That's it. Sorry.
Yeah.
6. All right. Oh, natural 20 plus 14, so 34.
Might as well have had the key. And she drops down just a little bit, and you notice she does have her golden leg on. And to you, Esmeralda is not a bad-looking woman. Like, she's actually quite pretty. So you kind of do the proper thing, and you're like,
yeah, just here, take the clothes.
Like, not only is she like really fit, she's like really well made. So
I swear I'm not peeking.
You could do a little Captain Kirk, but she straps her. She puts the clothes that you found back on her, and she kind of like takes the chain and kind of like ties her around her waist to where like her pants won't fall off her ass. And she kind of ties it in a way, and her black hair. She tries to put it in a ponytail, but she really can't. She realizes she doesn't have her Stani headband on. She's like, all right, what else did Alton say?
Look, we have to get the tomb. This is our chance. Strahd is gone.
What is he?
He went to Amber Temple, something like that.
He knows where it is. Wow.
Look, we have time to think about this later. We have to get out of here. But first,
No, you're right. You're right.
we have to get that tomb.
Let's go, and we need to find Dr. Rudolph. It's important.
Look, later, after we get out of here, we get that tomb, we get the key, we get out of here. I promised.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
And you work your way out of the Hall of Gore. And as you do, you go to the staircase, and Esmerelda, all this. Well, let me roll stealth for her real quick.
Okay.
She opens the door. Natural 20. You kind of look, and you're actually really impressed. It seems like she definitely knows what she's doing.
Damn.
And yeah, sort of like, and she kind of gets to the door. She listens under the door. She's like, "Did you take care of the guards?"
I took care of one of them.
So there's another one. It sounds like we're clear.
I did throw a gem. He might have maybe slipped off to the brothel.
There's a brothel here?
I have no idea. I thought you would know.
I haven't been back to Barovia in 20 years, so it's changed. And she kind of opens the door a little bit and like peeps out, and it's a 32 in perception, I believe.
Oh, shit.
Check real quick. There we go. My browser would load because D&D Beyond is way faster than flipping through a book. As much as I love, books are good for DM prep. Like I like reading, but
yeah. You can see this being a little quicker.
I can just click. Okay. Yeah, that's a 34 in perception. And she kind of looks over and she says, "Right, we're clear, but I'll be right behind you, okay? Go on without me."
No, that's not
you don't understand. And she turns invisible. "I'm still here, don't worry. Go."
Okay, if anything happens to you, I don't care, but I made a promise.
All right, well, I will be here.
All right, I'll trust you. You seem pretty capable.
I've slayed a few vampires in my time. Come on.
Hopefully not this one. Okay.
And roll stealth again.
Okay.
Or first, rather, roll perception.
Perception is 14.
Okay. You notice an increase in guards in the Grand Foyer. And you notice the one guard that does have an emerald, and they begin like frantically rolling about, and it seems that one is now coming your direction.
Shit. How far away?
As of right now, they're about 30 feet away.
Okay.
Forgot to roll S's initiative.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is in between us? Like, are there things I can hide behind?
You have the door and the hallway, and nothing really.
Nothing in the hallway that. No way.
It's it was bare bones. Like it was one of the first things you notice is like it's not taken care of. There's no decoration. You could probably work your way over to the door in the heart of sorrow.
Oh god. But that's just the one way, isn't it? There's nothing. It only leads up to the heart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to go that way. This could end badly. I'm going to.
Well, I mean, remember, you have your cloak now, and so they have disadvantage in perception checks.
That's true. Okay. How big is the hallway?
Probably about 10 feet wide.
Okay. And is it... She's going to try and... This is going to end probably badly. Go up. Like, crawl up the wall. But... No, that's not going to work. It's 10 feet.
Like Splinter Cell style.
Yes, yes.
Oh no, the hallway in front of you is 10 feet wide. The staircase is about 5. Like it's single
Okay.
file. One person can only go across it.
Okay.
Go up and down it probably.
Let's try that then. And I'm
I
gonna
just switched to chat, and Durkin reminded me, vampires have spider climb.
Oh shit, they do.
So in your
Thank you,
notes,
Durkin.
in your notes in your D&D Beyond, there is a number of feats and unfortunately bad features that are inside of there.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. So you spider climb up the one of the walls, and it's not a large vertical room, but you cling onto the wall with your new vampirism, and you kind of just like one hand out, look down to the guards, and the doors open, and they don't see you as they just kind of on downwards, and let's see what Esmeralda has. Okay. And you hear from within your head, all right, let's go. And you know it's Esmeralda.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
All right. And make sure there's no guards coming, I guess.
Yeah. You notice the doors open before you, and she begins working your way down.
I follow after.
Okay. Where you heard the footsteps and heard the door open, now you don't, as she rolled a natural 20 in stealth again.
Oh, for Jesus Christ.
And with her greater invisibility, so she is like in the ethereal plane. She might as well be casting etherealness right now. What did you roll?
For stealth?
Yeah, it's your turn now.
Yeah.
I need you to roll perception again, actually. I'm sorry.
Oh. Modified 20.
You notice still a number of guards outside, just kind of like, they're not coming down your way, but they are kind of like guarding. But you see a number of hiding spots that you can work your way down, like hanged rugs and other tapestries and armor that you could easily successfully just kind of like dodge in if you needed to. So now roll stealth.
Okay. It's a 24.
24. You work your way on down, and you see 2 guards coming again down the hallway. But once you reach the end of the hallway, you find a hanged tapestry that you just sort of kind of like work your like the front end of you into, and you kind of spider climb, and your cloak just turns into the tapestries and works in perfectly. And Esmeralda, you hear Esmeralda again say, "Okay, we're clear." And you hear her footsteps go towards the great entry.
Okay, gonna cautiously follow after.
Okay, roll stealth. As in there are no more guards here.
That would be a 25.
25? Okay, so you successfully... you do notice more guards in the great entry, specifically towards the door.
Okay.
And there are about 6 guards, half a dozen guards that are there now. And but you kind of like dodge your way in between cover to cover, and you have successfully hidden and blended into the white marble during the nighttime. I want you to... They're actually... I'm gonna have to make their... Okay. They don't seem to they still don't seem to see you, as you're finding a pretty good hiding space, like right between the staircase and the sort of where the staircase descends. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Where Harry Potter's home was.
Okay.
In Sorcerer's Stone, but there isn't a what's the word I'm looking for? A closet. You're just standing in front of the white marble.
Okay.
Right next to the railing, and you peek over and you see the 6 guards. and they haven't noticed you. It's now your turn. What do you want to do?
And they're right, like, directly in between me and the door.
Between you and the door, but remember, you have to get the tome.
Yeah.
So you got to work your way up the stairs.
Okay. So I am, gonna. Climbing doesn't work for me, so I'm just gonna try and. Just quietly, if I can manage it, get to the stairs, and if it's impossible to get to the front of the stairways because of the guards, I'd like to try and come off to the side and try and climb up.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Okay.
You don't need to roll athletics or acrobatics because you have spider climb.
26.
You, with your newfound ability, you just sort of cling to the walls and you start like a Spider-Man, and you work your way all the way up to the ceiling, and you kind of just crawl. Your cloak hasn't hidden you. The effect wears off. It only acts when you sort of hide.
Okay.
But you, at this point, Esmeralda is going to. You can't see her, but you assume at this point that she has made her way up the stairs.
All right. Okay, once at the top of the stairs, there's any guards?
Once you get to the top, you notice the audience hall, but actually it's empty, oddly enough.
Okay. I'm really tempted to talk to her, but I don't want to make too much noise. So I'm just going to keep going in the direction of where the tome is.
Okay. So you work your way towards the end of the audience hall, and as you do, you get to the doors where you know, and you hear Esmeralda say, "In this door?"
Yes.
What?
Be careful.
And she slightly opens it and just looks in. Okay, we're clear. And she works her way in. And she has to roll her stealth again. Okay. You hear coming up from behind, "Oh, there's nobody in the audience hall. Yeah, we should probably go up there."
We gotta move. So quickly slide into the room.
Okay. Roll stealth again.
Okay. Natural 20.
And you into the room. And as soon as you close the doors, you hear the guards start coming up. And they're in the audience hall now. But
Okay.
you know that Strahd's office is like 30 feet to the right. It's that door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So gonna head in that direction.
Okay. And as you head in that direction, you sort of kind of look and roll perception for me.
Okay. 21.
21. You put your ear to the door and you hear a on the other end.
What the hell is that?
And damn it, God, every freaking time.
Oh shit. Gertie.
What? Who is it?
Gertrude, is that her name? Gertie?
I don't know. Just get her out of there.
She's a magic wielder. We have to be very careful.
So am I. Oh. She's still invisible if she says it.
Touché. Okay. So the voice is coming from where the office is.
Yes.
Shit.
You haven't opened the door yet.
No. Look, if I no. Not really. We have to get her away from there somehow.
Since Alton freed you, you have the charm ability now.
Oh, really?
So, yes. So it's the cast is your charisma. Let me check the monster manual real quick. So
that would help.
your save DC for charm is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier.
Okay. Okay. If that's the case, then I'm going to whisper.
She has to be within sight.
Yeah.
Okay. So you open the door.
Well, first I'm going to whisper just, okay, hang tight. I think I have an idea.
Are you going to do your weird eye thing?
Yeah, I've never done it before, so.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. So, and she's gonna just innocently, like,
and
open the door.
You enter the study and you see Gertruda. It's Strahd's desk, actually. Kind of just like. And I don't think she would have noticed you yet. Let's check. No, she is so into her studies right now that she's into becoming an evocation wizard, a war magic wizard, that she's just like, get it eventually. Know that. And just again and
Okay.
And her mother isn't in the room, it's just her.
Okay, so I'm going to try this charm thing then. And so I can like imprint an idea, or like, how does this work exactly?
Let me check. I'll add it to your character sheet.
Yeah, okay.
After we're done. Or during the second break. 295, 295, 295. Oh, it's 817. I never realized that. Well, it's Friday. You don't have Intoxy, so I won't feel guilty.
Yep, that's true.
It can see within. Okay, the vampire targets humanoid can see within 30 feet. The target can see the vampire. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw against this magic or be charmed by the vampire. The vampire target regards the vampire as a trusted friend to be heeded and protected. Although the target isn't under the vampire's control, it takes the vampire's request, or action in the most favorable way it can. And it is a willing target for the vampire's bite attack.
Okay.
Each time the vampire or the vampire's companions do anything harmful to the target, it can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on itself on a success. Otherwise, the effect lasts 24 hours until the vampire is destroyed. Or is on a different plane of existence. It takes a bonus action to end the effect.
Okay.
Also,
perfect.
You have the Children of the Night feature as well. So you could summon 1d4 bats or 3d6 wolves.
Nice. Okay.
Or rats. So, provided the sun isn't up, which it is not. They get there within 1 round. You have to roll 1d4 rounds. They remain for an hour or until you dismiss it as a bonus action. So yeah, it's regards you as a trusted friend, and it views your request in the most favorable way.
Perfect. Okay, then yeah, I would like to try and charm her to start off with.
What's your DC charisma save? And what are you saying? Role play it out for me.
Okay. Well, mainly it's going to happen after if she's charmed, but she is.
Well, she isn't aware of your betrayal. I mean, she's studying, so.
You. Yeah, okay. She's going to step into the room after she says this, like further in, but she's going to say, her name is Gertrude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gertrude, you did promise me that walk.
Hey, Mal. And are you charming her now?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your save?
Okay.
The DC is 8 plus your proficiency plus your charisma.
So 16.
What walk? What are you doing here, Mal? She rolled a 17.
How many times can I try the charm?
Asking so many damn questions.
I'm sorry.
Making me open. I'll just keep it open. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Ooh, Rakshasa. I gotta use that eventually. Homebrew after this. Also, your alignment's supposed to be lawful evil, but I make your alignment based on your actions and what you guys do.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
All right.
If you ever read the monster manual or anything like that, and Death is in there, and I know he's going to be a rule stickler. Doesn't say you have, I guess, an unlimited number of times.
Okay. I'd like to try again then and just insist that the walk that you promised to take with me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When you want to do that?
It's a beautiful night. I thought it would be perfect now. If I just have to grab something from my room quickly, if you just wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no, I'll go to my room and get ready too.
Well, be careful. You know, I want you to be safe with Strahd gone. So there's a guard out there. I want you to take them with you to be safe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean my room's just down the hall, but I'll take them and I'll tell them to wait.
That's a good girl. Strahd would be proud.
I know he is. Okay. I'll see you, Mal.
Bye, Gertie.
Bye, Mal. And she works his way down, and the guards start coming down, and you're like, "Hey, can you guys watch the door? Is something going on?" Yeah, we can't find Vladimir. And they're like, "Oh, okay, do you mind?" She's like, "Oh, of course, ma'am. We'll watch after you. Don't worry." Okay, I'm gonna get dressed, so just wait outside the door. Yes, ma'am. And you hear them right past you.
Okay. All right, then with them passed, I would like to go into the office further. Kind of motion for
you work towards the door, and the tomb is where you left it, and Esmerelda kind of, you hear a shuffle through the spell scrolls, the wall specifically where spell scrolls is. She's like, "I'm taking what I can. There's some very powerful stuff here."
Yeah. Look, grab what you can. Look, I'm just gonna get this.
Yeah, you as well. Okay, go.
She goes over and goes to grab the tomb.
You got the tome.
Tome.
Yeah, open up the drawer that Strahd left the key in. Take the drawer, and as you do, you hear a, "You're not him."
No, I'm not. But you're still coming with me.
Okay. And you see a number of spell scrolls just kind of, and just, damn it, I'm invisible. Here, put these whatever you will. And you take a spell scroll of Dawn,
Ooh,
Spell
okay.
Dawn. And a spell scroll of... detect poisons.
All right. All right.
And
All right.
did you want to loop through this at all?
Honestly, not really. I mean, okay, just a quick glance around without taking too much time.
All right, investigation.
Okay. That's a 10.
Okay. Getting lucky tonight, girl.
Ooh.
You find a ruby worth 500 gold pieces
Oh, shit.
in the components pouch of Strahd's area, and
Nice.
a flawless diamond worth 1,000 gold pieces.
All right. Worth it.
Esmeralda whispers to you, "Oh, those are very valuable, both in gold and as components for spells."
Oh, sounds like perfect things for me to take then. I mean, we're already pissing him off enough.
Let's keep going, come on.
All right, let's go. She kind of pockets the gems and...
Okay. With the charm effect, I'm going to say you do notice the two guards that are standing in front of Gertruda's room. So roll your stealth.
Okay.
Don't need to...
That's a 26 or 25. Sorry.
25. Okay.
Yep.
You and Esmeralda open the door, close it. You're back in the audience hall with the throne room.
Okay. All right. So what's the easiest way to get out of here?
Probably through the dining hall. Well, you're a vampire. You could go out the window and climb down.
Yeah, and what of you?
I'll go through the dining hall and through the window there. I'll just open it and pop out.
I have to make sure.
Fine. All right. We both go through the dining hall. Okay?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. And you exit the audience hall. You begin working your way down the stairs. There are no guards coming up. However, there are still 4 guards at the main door. So I need you both to roll stealth checks, unless you want to use your spider climb. Well, no, you would still have to roll stealth. But if you're gonna do that, I would say roll with advantage because the ceiling is so high up. You're gonna be climbing along that fresco of it's revealed now of Ilessa tree. And so you'll just be crawling around there. So
perfect. That's what I will do then.
Okay.
And that is a 21.
21.
Yeah.
You crawl along the fresco, and you're not digging into the ceiling. It's just more like a natural Spider-Man sort of thing. And you're going to assume Esmeralda worked her way across the hallway invisibly. And we'll roll to see if they hear her. You hear one guard go, "You hear that? Yeah, go check it out." And he's working his way towards the dining hall.
Shit.
It's now your turn.
Yeah.
You're kind of just hanging above the dining hall entrance right now with the guard in front of the 2 large brass doors.
So from where the guard, like from the dining hall, can the other guard that's standing like outside of it, can he see what's going on in the dining hall?
He can. The door's open. You can assume that maybe Esmeralda did it before he got there.
Okay.
But he is peeking into the dining hall right now, going like, "I don't think I left the door open."
Okay. Is there a way to get out of the dining hall, like by traveling from the ceiling?
I mean, you could just crawl in there.
Yeah.
You could just crawl along the
Okay.
ceiling and down and just crawl back up. So.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. Let me check one thing real quick.
Mhm.
So you do as it is. You just kind of climb along the ceiling and down the wall area towards the door, and you just kind of crawl your way back underneath it. And you're sort of just looking down at the guard. And as you do, you just sort of hear the guard go. Let's see which. Yeah. You just kind of see the guard go. Oh, let me see. He has to save. That's too much. So we're just going to make it the guard's turn as he goes in and rolls his perception checks. Oh, whatever. And he turns around.
Oh, shit.
It's, and you hear in your head, that was a close one.
Yeah, a little too close. I'd rather get out of this quickly if possible.
Yeah, let's go towards the door. And it's empty right now. And so you work your way past sort of the orchestra thing, and you see a window just... And she's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Go.
And hop on down.
Go towards the window, look down.
What was your initiative? Do you remember? I believe it was like...
15, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Hop on down. You're in the courtyard. The tangled bush and dead grass all around, surrounding Ravenloft. But you hear, oh, there they are.
I know that voice.
And we'll take another 10-minute break.
No!
So,
yeah.
last we left off, Mal-Kacha was sneaking her way successfully to Castle Ravenloft. And before we do that, how's the sound right now? Is it all right?
It's good for me.
Yeah. It got a little louder for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but...
Yeah, I noticed that when you first came back, but...
Yeah, I clicked on Discord and tried to close it, but I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But, ooh, and the cat showed up.
Hey, buddy.
As we left off, you successfully snuck your way through Castle Ravenloft. You retrieve the tomb, retrieve the key, and worked your way through the great entry, past the guards, past the dining hall, and found yourself into the courtyard. And as you did, you heard a familiar voice, an evil voice. And now Mal-Kacha turns around and sees Isabella with a dark, jagged blade held to the neck of Alton.
Oh.
I wonder what you're doing out right here, sister. I'm gonna close Discord. I wonder what you're doing out here, sister. Alton, be a good lad and command your creation to go back inside. And Alton kind of looks, is like, no. Ooh. I don't like that answer.
Well,
It's fine, though. Well, that's unfortunate. Must be ashamed to see Daddy with his sword around his neck.
why don't you remove him from between us and we'll take this up ourselves?
As you say that, where'd you get that cloak?
It's mine. You want it?
Where did she get that cloak, Alton? I still had it, Bella. That cloak doesn't belong to you.
Come
Give
and
it
take
here, girl.
Take it.
And as you say that, Alton says, he could still be out there, Bella. He could still... Kyron could still be out there. He's like, shut up. You don't get to say his name. And you hear Esmerelda saying, I'm getting behind her.
She's gonna keep talking to her. What, you don't like someone saying the name Calden?
Kyron.
Kyron, sorry.
I could get that out there for you. Let me get it. Let me pull it up. It is CY RAN.
Oh, perfect. All right. Thank you. Don't like people saying the name Kyron.
Shut up. And hand me the cloak.
This cloak. This one here that I'm wearing. No, you know, it's kind of comfortable. You know, for cheap fabric.
You're both going to die here today.
I already did.
And you hear Esmeralda say, I'm ready.
Let's do this. And
you're the first one up. What do you want to do?
all right, I am. Holy shit! I still have that silver dagger, right?
Nah, yeah, it's the one that from when you killed the baby.
Yep.
Or the goblin.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. She is going to unsheath that, and she's actually going to throw it right at the face of her.
Okay, roll to hit. This
Okay.
is technically not a sneak attack, though.
Yes, I know. Yep.
Okay.
That is a 21 total.
Hits.
Yay!
Roll damage.
All right. Not a whole lot, but we'll take it. So 8 damage.
8 damage?
Yep.
Okay. You just... And you throw the dagger and it sinks into her shoulder, but she just... Oh, Daddy's dead. And as she says that, Alton just... I don't think so. And just... And you see a shadow blade of gloom appear in his hand and just... And he knocks it back down and he misty steps right behind her. She looks over, she's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. She says it out loud, and it is now Ez's turn, and as she does, you see her appear behind. She does not unfortunately sneak attack, but however, I still need to pull up because I had to. Let's see if that worked. Okay, cool. Okay, it worked. All right. Come on, load. Esmerelda de Alameda. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna roll a hit. And she is just gonna hit. And she is going to do... nine damage with her silver short sword as she just slashes down, but Esmeralda just kind of barely just blocks it a little bit, but it cuts her a little bit against the other shoulder. She says, "Okay, let's do it." And she appears and breaks her invisibility and says, "Oh, we have a lot to catch up for, don't we? Where the Stoddy girl lives. All right." It's her turn now. And she is going to attack Esmeralda straight up. And as she brings on down, she just like blocks Isabella's first attack and parries it with her silver short sword and blocks the next one as well. She's not going to deal any damage, which is going to bring it to the top of the round and make it your turn. Her back is turned towards you at this moment, so you have advantage on this attack.
Awesome. Okay, so you said she threw the dagger, right? After she pulled it out of her shoulder? Mm-hmm. So it's in between us right now?
It's more right... Yes, now it's in between you, actually.
Okay. What I would like to do then is, with the hand crossbow in one hand, I would like to try and do a roll to wherever the dagger is, grab it up with my free hand, get up, and I want to take a swipe at the dagger with the other, and then I'd like to use my feet.
Your crossbow?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then take a second attack with that.
Okay, roll.
Okay. That is a 18.
18 just hits.
Oh.
Her armor class is 18.
Okay, and then I roll for the bow as well, or how does that work? Is that free?
You have to roll to hit the bow as well.
Okay. That is a 17.
17? Doesn't hit. But wait. Remember, you have advantage.
Yeah, sorry. I just realized that. That is better. That is 25.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah. Okay. So
what was the 18 damage?
Or the 18 was for the dagger I rolled to hit.
Okay, so roll for your dagger first, then your crossbow.
All right. That is 3. So 8 damage for that, for the dagger.
8 damage.
And then...
Give me a second here. Pull up my calculator. It's a lot faster.
Yeah. It's 3 more, yeah. Shit. And 16 damage with the arrow.
16 damage?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So you see the dagger and you just roll forward and you pick it up and you kind of take a little. She doesn't feel it. She's so intense onto freaking Esmeralda right now. She's just go forward, but what she does feel is you taking your hand crossbow and shooting it as it just sinks straight into her collarbone area, and she kind of pulls it from her back and just goes and breaks it in between her hands.
I was gonna say, you're looking at the wrong opponent, bitch.
That's gonna make it Alton's turn, and Alton's gonna just use his cantrip Firebolt. He's gonna hit. There we go. And he is going to do 7 damage. As You see Alton just staring forward. But neither of you have done radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you see wounds begin to...
I can't do that.
Yeah. So.
I'm gonna speak to the others, like, this is futile, we have to get out of here. Like, through the mental telepathy thing.
So that only goes one way, but it's gonna be Esmeralda's turn right now.
Okay, right.
But she's gonna ready her defensive stance because she knows she's not doing well right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gonna make it Isabella's turn. And Isabella casts Hex on Alton. Now Alton cannot make. So it appeared she was going towards Esmeralda. All of a sudden, she disappears and appears behind Alton, and you see her sink her blade straight up his back. And just, and he leans forward and kind of knocks him prone a little bit. She's going to use her second attack. And Alton is looking pretty fucking rough. And 16 is going to hit him again as he's going to take another 15 damage. So Alton falls to the ground, just X-Blades. Hits back up. And now it's your turn, Mal.
Okay. That Scroll of Dawn, is that sunlight only like in a cone? How's that work?
Well, Esmeralda has it, you don't.
No, I thought she gave it to me.
Oh yeah, she did give it to you. Yeah. So yeah, it's just one way.
Okay.
It does a fuck ton of damage too. So let me get
get
the spell scroll out.
You might need to, yeah. Because she's gonna run in between.
You're also gonna take the damage too, however, if it isn't in a cone. So let me double check.
Yeah.
And it's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a 5th level spell.
Oh shit.
It is not a cylinder. It is a it's not a sphere. It's not a cone. It's a cylinder. So it's gonna go up.
Oh shit. Okay.
So the spell goes in a 30-foot radius with a 40-foot high cylinder. And you're gonna take 4d10 radiant damage.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no,
yeah.
Not quite working out what I wanted. Okay. Okay, I am going to save that for now, and just instead I'm going to fucking still get in between her and the others.
Which others? So
Alton?
Alton to her. Alton is she's right behind Alton right now, and Esmeralda is readied her defensive stance. So Alton is about 10 feet to your right, and Esmeralda is about 30 feet in front of you.
Okay. Actually, I would like to use Children of the Night.
Okay, on whom?
Well, I'd like to send some whatever wolves to attack.
Okay, so roll 2d6. Let me check.
2d6? Alright.
Oh, I said I was going to have this out. God fucking damn it.
I rolled 7 total.
7?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of wolves.
Woo!
You try to do it. However, you feel, or you hear in your head rather, well.
Oh shit.
What do you happen to be doing here?
Slowly turn.
versus Strahd, Strahd has command of all the wolves.
Shit. That was just a one-way message, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So how much is my turn? Does that use up then?
That was your action, but you have a bonus action, and you can still move. To your right, there is a stable with horses in it. And that's where Esmerelda was leading you to. And it's about 60 feet away.
I'm going to send a message to Esmerelda. And
it's one way. You can't do that.
All right. Damn it.
She can get.
Yeah. This might get me killed, but I'm going to try. Can I use spider climb on the back of the I always get her name, not Esmeralda, but the other one.
Isabella? It's more for buildings and surfaces.
So I couldn't?
Let me look at spider climb real quick. Yeah, surfaces. You can't do it on people.
Okay, well there goes that idea. Okay. Fuck. I have to kill. Fuck. I'm gonna go for one more attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna die. Actually, I can't because I don't have a full action, do I?
No.
No. So
As of right now, you could As of right now, you can cunning action dash, move. Yeah. That's all
I think I'm just gonna send a quick message to Alton and see if he can somehow get a message to Esmeralda to run.
Okay.
To escape, and she is going to try and get to the horses.
Okay. So you start dashing towards the horses, and let me do a free action for Esmeralda real quick. Esmeralda notices you as well.
Okay.
But as of right now, it's Alton's turn, and he just screams at both of you as Isabella took him up and picked him up, and was about to shake me. He says, "Go, both of you." And you see in his hand fire begin to appear, and he is going to cast Fireball behind him. So they both need to make dexterity saving throws. That's a fail. It's a fail on both.
Oh. Hold it.
We'll say he's going to cast it at a 4th level. So I need 9d6. Does 42 points of damage.
Holy shit.
Or he would it, but I forgot to roll the hit. Well, I'm going to say automatically hits. He's within short range of it, but you never know with a natural 20 if you stop cocking in the goddamn wooden desk. There we go. Okay, but he hits her and does 42 points of fire damage. But that's going to do it for Alton as you see him burst into flames and fall lifelessly into the ground in front of you. But Isabella is not looking too good as she sort of falls in pain to the ground, giving you guys enough action to mount your horses and get the fuck out of there.
Okay. And while she's doing it, she's just kind of like trying not to look back at his burning ashes, but in her mind, she still is like apologizing. I'm sorry, Alton. I'm so sorry.
Okay. And as you do, you hear distant thunder. As you get onto your horses.
The thunder kind of drowned you out.
Yeah, as you jump onto your horses. And you hear, "Find them! Kill them!" And it echoes throughout the valley.
Ride, Horsey, ride!
Okay. So, you dosh your way out of Castle Ravenloft. The gates begin to start raising up. However, you are 60 feet away, and the horse's movement is 60 with a sprint. But as it's being raised up right now, I need you to make an animal handling check.
Okay.
I need Isabella to do the same. Well, she has animal friendship, so she's just going to say jump. And she is going to do the same to your horse.
Okay.
So roll with advantage.
Oh, okay. That helps. 12?
12?
Yeah.
And the gates are closing. Roll again with advantage as Esmerelda is still casting her animal friendship is still on, and she's pulling them to sprint.
16.
16?
Yep.
Okay. You just and the horses go faster like race horses at the end of the last track, and you guys just barely get through. Well, what you see right now is the full moon starts to become black.
Oh,
and you see them fluttering towards you. But you hear in the background in the distance, "Fools, open the gates! We need to go after them!" And you slowly see the gates begin to appear. However, I need you to roll a perception check.
Okay. 13?
You see in the woods what appears to be a horse with the mane of fire and eyes gleaming of a hellish hatred. The hooves and the ground is starting to catch fire in its wake. And on top of him, striding through the dead woods, is Strahd. The skin of the horse is black as night as he's appearing to charge after you.
Oh, shit, so he definitely sees us then.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck, we need a place to hide. Do you know of any place?
As you guys are just spitting at us, the thunder is just intensely clashing in between you guys, and it's lighting up everything around you. Esmerelda kind of says, "Give me the spell scroll."
Hands it off.
Tosses it to you. We could use this for something later. As you guys keep going. And it is now going to be Strahd's turn. And I need you both to make animal handling checks.
Okay.
And dexterity saving throws.
Still with advantage or no?
With advantage because Esmeralda's animal friendship is still.
Okay. 11 for animal handling.
So 22 hits you.
Okay. Wait, you said a dex?
Mm-hmm.
That's an 18.
Okay. So you just succeed. But you are going to take... 31 points of fire damage as a fireball comes straight to you, but that is taken in half because he succeeded
Okay.
a dexterity saving throw. So you take 15 points of fire damage. But does that do your horsey in? It does not.
Oh, thank God.
Let me check for sure. Because these are war horses. I said. So your horse, and you see he's starting to catch fire with his tail, and it's starting to burn up a little bit, and you see the charging nightmare coming at you with Strahd riding on top of it. It's now your turn. What do you want to do?
What options do I have? Just have to get the fuck out of there. How far away? He's not like close enough to attack.
He currently is now 50 feet.
Okay, yeah.
He was 120.
Oh my God, he's gaining quick.
Nightmares.
Yeah. What the fuck? I'm going to... Do vampires have like sense of smell or anything like that?
Sense of what?
Sense of smell? I mainly want to know, like, if she hid, does Strahd have like such a good vampire senses that he would just still easily...
Oh, Strahd? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. And I guess I'm just getting the fuck out of there.
Okay. So you continue to spur your horse forward, roll an animal handling check.
Okay.
Not with advantage this time, as his tail is currently on fire.
Oh my God.
Just with the straight roll.
That's just a 7.
A 7? The horse begins to start to like rear and buck, but it's Esmerelda's turn right now, and she's going to use her action to say, get on my horse.
Okay, and yeah, Mal-Kacha's just gonna like jump up and just hop over.
Okay, so roll acrobatics.
Oh, please be good. Oh, that's good. 20, modified 20.
So you notice the horses begin to buck, and as you do that, you just kind of stand up on top of the back, and you just kind of, as the horse just was beginning to is just going wild right now, bucking, trying to get its tail out, and you hop on Esmerelda, and now as her action, she is going to open the spell scroll and attempt to throw it behind her towards Strahd.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna hold on for dear life and duck. And just kind of put the cloak up over her head.
I think a natural 20 hits.
Whoa! Yeah!
So Esmeralda tosses the spell scroll behind her, and as Strahd kind of catches up within the 30 feet, he is going to take... 48 points of radiant damage. As you notice this, you look behind you, and you see the radiant energy just emerge from the spell scrolls. It just dissipates, and then all of a sudden, as Strahd is rolling up, it's too late for him, as just he was so intent on getting you that just a large, big ball of sunlight emerges from behind him, and you hear from behind. As you guys continue forward.
Kind of just do like a little victory dance on the back of the horse.
You're currently blinded right now. It's a little hard for you.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, Strahd will remember that. And you successfully work your way an eventual matter of hours near the village of Alaki, almost nearing the gates. But you feel like you're pretty safe right now, and it takes you uh, with the quickened speed of a horse running for its dear life and you on top of it. The horse actually collapses in front of the gates of Alaki.
Oh.
And Esmeralda says, "Oh, let us in." And he says, and the guards are like, "Fuck off, Vistani. You're not welcome here. Go to your little camp just outside." "I can't go to that camp. Just let me in."
Charming.
Exactly. So, roll the you charm him, and what do you say?
We come with great information. Trust us. You want us to come in these doors. That sounded so bad.
Yeah, all right. Lift the gates, I think. And you see one of the guards go, Are you serious?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm in charge here. Isaac put me in charge. Lift the fucking gates." And as he does, the gates just suddenly lift open for you. "Thank you kindly. We will leave in peace."
Yeah, thanks.
And as soon as you enter the gates, even in the street, Esmeralda's like, "Open it."
Open it now? Here?
Do it. Yes.
Are you crazy?
We're safe. The gates close behind you. No, wait. In the church. Better idea. St. Andrew.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And you enter into the Esmeralda enters into the church. However, you do not.
No.
You feel you can't be led into the church. But you hear a familiar priest say, "Ah, welcome. All are welcome here inside St. Andrew's Church, even for Stony. Please, don't steal anything." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, my friend, she can come in." "Why not? Why can't I know this young lady? Of course. Why can't she come in? She can more than come in."
Sir, the temptation would be too great.
That is technically an invitation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
And you enter into the church.
Oh, that's what was holding me back.
Yeah, and you're working here. However, you do notice you are a little nauseous. It's not overbearing, but you notice the further and closer you get to where the altar to where St. Andrew's bones were, you're just like, "Can we stay a little further back in the pew?" Esmeralda turns to you and says, "Of course." And you work your way. You just sit in the back of the pew and say, "All right, let's." So,
you sure about this?
no, but if we want to learn how to defeat Strahd, I think we need to.
Should we not wait for or should I not wait to find my companions?
Let them know afterwards. Do it. Trust me.
I have a bad feeling about this.
No, don't. You're too pretty to die.
Can you insight just to see?
Sure.
20 modified.
She just is really motivated. That's all. Like, she just wants to kill Strahd, get this over with, move on with her life. She is devoted to murdering this vampire.
All right. You sure nothing bad's gonna happen by opening this here? I've had a shit of a day already. I really don't need more.
I've had a shit of a week thanks to you, so just open the fucking
Okay, that's fair. All right, so she takes the key.
And as you do, you hear, no, no, no. And a slight wind brushes both your and Esmeralda's hairs back. And you can read that DM I sent you on Discord.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to open the book or unlock the book.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the words read, I am the ancient. I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was the warrior. I was good and just. I thundered across the land like the wrath of a just God. But the war years and the killing years wore down my soul as the wind wears stone into sand. All goodness slipped from my life. I found my youth and strength gone, and all I had left was death. My army settled in the valley of Barovia and took power over the people in the name of a just God, but with none of a God's grace or justice. I called for my family, long unseated from their ancient thrones, and brought them here to settle in the castle Ravenloft. They came with a younger brother of mine, Sergei. He was handsome and youthful. I hated him for both. From the families of the valley, one spirit shone above all others, a rare beauty who is called perfection, joy, and treasure. Her name was Tatiana, and I longed for her to be mine. I loved her with all my heart. I loved her for her youth. I loved her for her joy, but she spurned me. Old One was my name to her, elder and brother also. Her heart went to Sergei. They were betrothed. The date was set, and with words she called me brother, but when I looked into her eyes, it reflected another name, death. It was the death of the age that she saw in me. She loved her youth and enjoyed it, but I had squandered mine. The death she saw in me turned her from me, and so I came to hate death, my death. My hate is very strong. I would not be called death so soon. I made a pact with Val, a pact of blood. And on the day of the wedding, I killed Sergei, my brother. My pact was sealed with his blood, his divinity. I found Tatiana weeping in the garden east of the chapel, and she fled from me. She would not let me explain, and a great anger swelled within me. She had to understand the pact I made for her. I pursued her. Finally, in despair, she flung herself at the walls of Ravenloft, and I watched everything I ever wanted fall from my grasp forever. It was 1,000 feet through the mists. No trace of her was ever found. Not even I know her final fate. Arrows from the castle guards pierced me to my soul, but I did not die, nor did I live. I became undead forever. I've studied much since then. Vampire is my new name. I still lust for life and youth, and I curse the living that took them from me. Even the sun is against me. It is the sun and light I fear the most. But little else can harm me now. Even a stake through my heart does not kill me, though it holds me from movement. But the sword, that cursed sword that Sergei brought, I must dispose of that awful tool. I fear and hate it as much as the sun. I've learned much, too, about this land of Barovia. Ancient are its ways, ancient beyond the knowledge of the simple folk of the valley. And ancient saints dwelt in this valley long before my coming, and 3 hidden fanes still give tribute to their memories. I visit the swamp fane, the forest fane, and the mountain fane, and claim their power for my own. Their servants now serve me, and thus I have become the land. I have often hunted for Tatiana. I've even felt her within my grasp, but she escapes me. She taunts me. She taunts me. What will it take to bend her love to me? I now reside far below Ravenloft. I live among the dead and sleep beneath the very stones of this hollow castle of despair. I shall seal shut the walls of the stairs that none may disturb me. Pulls away from the book. The sword.
Stake to the heart. Do you know where he dwells?
I do, actually.
We need to find the sword.
Looks like this isn't the end of our adventure yet, then.
I can ask my cards.
Say it again.
I can ask my cards.
I mean, it's not where I usually like to rely on my information coming from, but I'm open to anything right now.
We are ancient. Our magic is ancient. I put some trust in you. I think it's time you put some on.
Considering our circumstances we just got out of, it's pretty fair.
Of course, yes. And you see priest spilt it to the communion wine a little too much. You're still here. I thought you would see your friends. Okay, whatever. I'm going to bed since the children are in bed now.
Wait, my friends, where?
In the prison.
The what? Right. Shit, I knew that. Fuck.
And
right.
he's just passed out drunk. And that's where we'll end this session.
Perfect. Oh. Oh my god.
The ancient. I am the land.
That was amazing. That was cool.
I can't believe you lived.
I can't believe I fucking lived. Man, I did not think, like, first when Isabella, she showed up, I was like, okay, trouble. Strahd showing up in a nightmare? No, I thought, okay, he teased me this whole time. He just made me like fight for my survival, and then he's gonna kill me right now.
And in my homebrew D20 chart, I have. I'm not gonna say. I'll spoil my encounters.
Ooh. All right. All right.
But yeah.
Cryptic.
So Matt really, really wants to interact with chat during the stream. I said no, but I'm willing to make a consensus. And before and afterwards, I want the players to ask chat what they're hoping happens, what they're looking forward to, what they want to do. And then afterwards, I want chat to ask the players, how do you think that went? How do you think that is going to go on? And I know it's going to make things a little longer, but I'm trying to make this a consensus. And this is only our 5th episode. We're trying to work stuff out.
I actually really like that idea.
Okay, so chat, if you have any questions for Mal-Kacha,
which I better open it.
Ask him. So she's alive.
I am, and I can't see your comments yet, but
in the time being, I'll keep an eye out and see if anybody wants to ask.
I mean, holy shit, how many people actually thought she was coming out of this alive?
Turkin says, how are you alive?
Right? I don't know. The dice were a lot nicer today. That was a good start.
Yeah. Your dice were really on point.
Hells yes. I would just like to, they were my blue mining dice. I don't know if you can, no, you can't.
Oh, those are nice. They kind of look onyxy.
Yeah, and if you put them up to the light, you can see they have like this marble of light blue lighting through it.
Yep.
But yeah, they're my lucky draw dice now. Apparently.
Cleric says, I don't even know what to say. Haha, that was awesome. Cantos, hashtag and Mal, we trust.
Yay!
Matt says, because she's Mal. Cantos always believed in you.
Thank you guys. Aww.
But yeah, I guess that'll be it for tonight. We'll still be on Friday, but like I said, this counts as a stream because we just needed to see if Mal escaped.
Oh my god! I don't have to create a new character.
Okay, so Ryan says he was just glad to be able to catch some moments after missing a couple of episodes. He feels better now.
Right.
Death says, what did you expect to happen? What do you expect to happen in the next session here?
It's going to be interesting. Honestly, I'm curious to see how the rest of the group is going to react to her being a vampire. That's going to be the biggest thing right now.
No, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. All right. And of course, guys, to my players. So this is gonna be it for tonight. We'll see you Friday.
Yeah, thank you guys
Standard
for
times.